So this is the room I had to work in after I got kicked out of my mom's garage. I wouldn't even go that far and call it a workshop, and as you see, it's far from optimal. It's small, it's edgy, it's uneven. And after years, it's finally time to leave that behind. Let me fill you in. This is an abandoned warehouse that has an extremely confusing story and is begging to be renovated. I and a group of family and friends will take care of the renovation, and eventually I can build my dream workshop in here. Hello and welcome to part 1 of the warehouse revival. This is definitely unlike any other project I ever had before, and it comes with a totally new set of problems. We should start with a list of things that need to be done. But first, let me give you a little tour. We are starting in the back where my workshop should go eventually. This right here is stuff from a previous tenant that seems to be having a legal dispute with the landlord. I won't be giving any details, but let me say people are pointing fingers. This warehouse was previously rented by 5 different people and they all built their own parcels. This will become a warehouse again, and warehouses need one particular thing: space. So all the weird walls and mezzanines need to go. The roof is very questionable. There are parts that already drop down a bit. And there are a few spots that are simply open. And while we're at it, let's go over the problems a little bit more. There is questionable structural engineering going on. The roof is leaking in a few spots, and it's causing water damage already. The electrics should be last checked in January 1985. I'm not kidding, that's legitimately what this sticker says. And there is a bathroom that needs some attention. It's not even connected to anything. As you can see, there is a lot to do, and now comes the catch. We're moving in next month, so I better should start moving. All of this was built by some random dudes that like to work on cars. And what I would like to say with that, nothing makes any sense. Wires going all over the place, hanging from the walls, going through the mezzanine. Everywhere are outlets, switches or lights. And before I can start tearing anything down, I need to be sure that I won't damage any potential hot wires. I think you get what I'm working with here. There is a lot to do, which I can do on my own, and just look at that. I think all in all this warehouse will try to kill me. Stay tuned if you want to find out if it wins or not. But I don't know if it's smarter in this case to just kick this fence off with all the electric going through it, or if I should start pulling cables again, which will probably also result in the whole fence falling down. So I think it might be smarter to kick it down. As I said, nothing in here makes any sense. There is a cabinet back wall repurposed as fence right next to a dirty piece of OSB that has screws with wall anchors still poking out, next to a huge carpet. I am not renting this warehouse. It's rented by someone I know and his trade fair construction company. I don't know if that's the right translation for it, but they are planning and building exhibition stands. They were kind enough to donate me a corner where I could build my workshop in return for me renovating the warehouse. And what's so nice about it is that I will finally have space again. When everything is done, I will move from a 15 square meter basement room to an about 44 square meters corner that will have everything I need for a nice workshop. And I am extremely excited about that. I couldn't hold myself back and bought a sliding table saw from the 80s. Here's a picture from it. It's the model Altendorf F45. Mine won't be in that good of a condition, and it will need some restoration, and I will definitely make a video out of it, so stay tuned for that. I started my woodworking arc in my parents' garage, with roughly 45 square meters, and it was the perfect spot. Enough space to move stuff around without falling over a vacuum hose. But to be fair, I didn't have that much tools back then. But what got me kicked out was the fact that table saws make noises. That's the official reason, at least. My parents live at a very well-used street that carries trucks and buses all the time. And usually they are way louder than a table saw. But the neighbor, known for enforcing stupid German laws no one cares about, must have seen me working there. And being in Germany, everything has its order. And so do garages. There is a thing called Stellplatzverordnung, which defines the usage of a garage very clearly as a space to park cars or motorcycles, with a few maintenance parts, and it's also allowed to do light repairs or maintenance in the garage. It is not allowed to store anything else in there, and more importantly, it's not allowed to do anything else in there. Otherwise, you would have to change the registered use at the building authority. That means parking a lawnmower in your garage could theoretically be punished with up to 500,000 euros. In Bavaria at least, and they're all a bit crazy down there. Anyways, we tried to change the registered usage for the garages, but this would have been a gamble that would have cost at least 6 grand. And most of my nerves, to be honest. Dealing with German bureaucracy is a nightmare. Back to the story. I had to move out of the garages into the 15 square meters that I'm currently in, and in which I filmed most of my videos. Having an opportunity inside to have a proper space again just kicked out a lot of dopamine. The workshop is going to be amazing, and as I said, I already bought a few tools for it. I am planning big and I would like to share the journey with you, so consider subscribing if you're interested so far. That would help me a lot. We are progressing good with the demolition, but there is still a lot to do. I plan on posting weekly or bi-weekly updates, and after the warehouse restoration is done, I will start the Dream Workshop series. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one.